Now to the story of the week that I really didn't expect to be the story of the week, and that is the revolutionary change in jersey numbers. And it's not just single digits available to running backs, receivers, tight ends, defensive backs, linebackers. It's also running backs 80 to 89, linebackers in 20 to 49. It's all sorts of craziness that can happen. And Miles, I look, Peter King was on PFT Live this morning with me, and he was apoplectic about the amount of interest in this story over the last month. But here's why there's interest. Football is an incredibly visual sport. It looks better on TV than it does in person. It's easier to follow, and it's very, very, very visual. And the numbers at the NFL level have been in a certain range, a certain type, a certain way, forever, with some minor changes. The most controversial change in the past 50 years before this one was allowing receivers to wear numbers from 10 to 19. And I remember, Miles, I'll admit this, I was like you when they did it. I didn't like it. Larry Fitzgerald, number 11, I didn't like it. I still can't get used to it, but now I have to, because we're going to have receivers in single digits as well, potentially, or in the 20s or in the 30s. That's the other side of this. That whole range is open for running backs, receivers, fullbacks, tight ends, linebackers, defensive backs. So it's a big story. And the thing that makes it even more fascinating, Tom Brady, after the rule was passed, we talked about this yesterday, he's complaining. Well, why didn't you complain before the rule was voted upon? And it's on you, Tom, if you're not paying attention to the rule proposals that affect your game. But I heard today, because one of the things I've tried to find out, and it's been crickets from the Buccaneers, did they vote for or against this rule change? So I haven't been able to answer that question, but only 4 or 5 teams voted against it. And it's just poetic that the Patriots were one of the teams that voted against it. And I'm told Coach Bill Belichick hates it. So even when they're apart, they're still united in their curmudgeonness. The old man Bill and the old man Tom want us to get off their lawn. Get off my lawn. I think he may have said an F word there to Adam Thielen. But get off my lawn with your digits and your single digits and your 20s and 30s and who's the mic. Number 22's the mic. This doesn't make any sense, and I love it. I just love it that Belichick is against it.
Well, I love it that Belichick is against it, too, because it makes me feel better about my stance now. You know, when it's just Tom Brady, you're kind of like, but when it's the best coach of all time, then you're like, okay, well, maybe I'm onto something here, you know? The thing that really, I think, offends me the most about it is the running backs that can be 80 to 89. I don't want to see that. Nobody should have an 80 to 89 in the backfield. I don't like it. But Patterson, you're a guy, from the Vikings who's now with the Falcons. I didn't like seeing it then. I'm not going to like seeing it with any of this other stuff. Oh, I won't choose those numbers. I don't know. But
Ty Montgomery.
Yeah,
he started as a receiver, became a running back. They let him keep the receiver number.
Well, or like Mark Barron, who started as a safety and then turned into a linebacker, and then you got to say 26. Why is this guy a linebacker? Well, he's kind of a safety, but he's also not really a safety. So, whatever it is, we just got to get used to it. So, I don't know, man. I think, like I said, I think yesterday, I'm in the acceptance part of this. I understand what it is that we're doing, but it's going to be a bunch of young guys, really, that are going to come in the league, and then they're going to have these weird numbers because the guys who are already established, well, they may or may not want to do it. Will they, Mike?
Well, and that's the next point. If you're an older player for whom there isn't a significant demand for your jersey, then you should be in a good position to change numbers, because the more popular you are, the more of your jersey they have made, the more expensive it is to you to change your number.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.